Romanian Draco 9SS for the Scorpion on the table, and we will talk about this gun in a second. But as you can see, this is a prime candidate for the brace, right? Those who like the braces or the SBR. But going for a second to the braces, in recent days the ATF basically published probably what's going to be a proposed ruling on the braces, and there it's like multiple pages document. There is a scoring sheet which tells you how many points your pistol with the brace is scoring, and it's like literally Olympics for the retards. So more points you will score, then you losing the basically the brace privilege, the way how they awarded out. So that's definitely a bad news, and from my understanding, from what the people are saying, the ruling is expected to happen somewhere in August, and we'll see what's going to happen. But the few days ago, there was another very interesting ruling in the Supreme Court, and it was a EPA case. It was a West Virginia versus the EPA, and basically a Supreme Court ruled that those alphabet agencies, they do not have unlimited powers on setting up the regulations, or you know, basically the issuing the regulations without setting up the laws without the Congress, which we actually knew, right? The scope of the case, and I'm not the legal scholar or anything, so this is something what you will have to drill down to and listen to the constitutional lawyers. But a lot of people is hoping that this ruling actually set the precedence, and it will be used to abolish a lot of regulations set by ATF. Unfortunately, because the way how the West Virginia versus EPA was sorted out, someone will have to take the ATF to the court, and that will have to go all the way to the Supreme Court. There is already a case like that, of course, against the bump fire stocks, and this is not the Second Amendment case. Interestingly enough, the people who filed for it, they went again targeting the scope of the regulatory powers of the government agencies. And I think if the Supreme Court, they pushed that case now towards I think 2023, but they did not reject the case. So that's going to be a ruling which is going to basically reset the table. But fingers crossed. I will post some links underneath of this video so you guys can get more information. I'm not, you know, I'm not the lawyer, so it is what it is. But going back to the Draco 9S, let's see if this supposedly CZ Scorpion magazines compatible Draco 9mm handles other Draco, not the Draco-like, but the Scorpion-like magazines. Let's roll the footage. Okay, first magazine, of course, it has to be a CZ magazine, so Scorpion Evo CZ mate magazine. And if you could show them, we got in each magazine, we have, oh, this is better actually. In each magazine, we do have steel cased ammo and the brace case ammo. So it's a mixture of the ammunition, and we'll see how the magazine fits into that magazine well, and how the rounds are being fed. So CZ Evo magazine first. I cannot really push it like this. See, springing out, it's not locking. Let me top it. Okay, when I top in, the magazine was locked one more time. So like by pushing in, see what's happening. It locked now. Maybe it just needs, yep, it locked now one more time to see it. Yeah, I will top it. When using, like on this CZ mag, I will top it. Alright, charging handle. The round should be in the chamber. I will try to aim with this. Let's see. Okay. I'm hitting the target. Yep. Okay, so it's working. And it's fairly consistent. Okay. We're going to speed up now a little bit. There we go. Okay, locked. It locked on the last spent round. There you go. Ula shakes the head. She's got the footage. So there you go. We exhausted all the rounds. Next magazine, this is PMAG, so Magpul magazine. And how's that one? Locks right away. See, I don't have to tap in or anything. Nice fitment. And this magazine actually was in the box with the gun. So let me release the charging handle and let's see how this magazine will feed. So okay, that went nicely. Again, positive lock. Ula shakes the head, she's got it. Okay, so we exhausted those rounds. And this time we got Palmetto State Armory. Many companies makes different magazines with the CZ Scorpion Evo pattern. That one is fitting very nicely too. I tap it by default, but that one fits perfectly. Let me close. I cannot close the bolt on that one. Check it out. The bolt is not releasing. So the magazine fits. Let me see if I can redo it. Magazine. Okay, now it went. So one more time maybe, huh? Let's see what happened. Oh, I cannot get that round now off. Okay, I will shoot it. Okay, but I couldn't open it. That was a tight close on that round. But let me put the magazine. You guys hear the click one more time. I'm loading. There is a click. And rocking the bolt, now it's feeding. So something weird happened on that first round. Let's see how this is going to end up. Okay, and it locks on the last round as well. Ula, you got it? All right. So that was a Palmetto State Armory. Some initial trouble, but we got it. And finally, I got in my CZ collection of the magazines. This is a Manticore magazine. And again, mixed rounds. I got some rounds at the end, which are in the brass casings. All right, closing that one, no issues whatsoever. Okay, let's rock and roll. Okay, and that's it. It also positively locked and no more rounds. So all 4 magazines, Manticore, Palmetto State Armory, Magpul, and of course CZ Evo Scorpion worked perfectly fine. Going back to the studio in the woods. You got the better idea right now how the magazines are working like, and with the exception of Palmetto State Armory, which we had that initial hiccup, but then I put it in, all of them work perfectly fine. So I'm hoping that this is going to be the case. We'll test this later on. We'll of course go back to the Draco to pushing more rounds, but I will set it up this for being more user friendly, and we'll go from there. But let's see now what we got inside that gun. Ula, if you could take the camera off from the tripod, we'll do the, I got my tools ready, AK tools already. Let's see what we got underneath the hood here basically. So it's a tight fit on that dust cover. It's a hinged dust cover, as you can see, and we got the rail for the optic on the top, but the rail is polymer, guys, so it is what it is. They are 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, so the rail is mounted on 4 screws, but it's a polymer rail. Now, that being said, I don't think that you're going to go to any tournaments on accuracy with that type of the gun, right? So maybe for the little red dot, that will be good enough. We will see how that's going to shake out. All right, underneath we got the recoil spring. So let me pull this out, and it's a tiny recoil spring. It's a blowback system, of course, so this is not like a regular AK. Let me pull. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is going to limit me. So there is like a plastic bracket which is limiting the bolt carrier, I will call that bolt carrier, from going. So let me see if I can lift this up. Yep. So that bracket prevents basically the bolt carrier cycling all the way back to that rear trunnion. And speaking about the rear trunnion, I see this is basically, there is a thread inside, and that's a hole and it's screw. So you can unscrew this and put any adapters for those who want to SBR it or go with the pistol braces. Just we'll see what's going to happen with that. But it is a threaded hole and there is a screw. So there is a way to attach the mechanism to end of that. I will call that, you know, it's like a trunnion. Let's call that trunnion. All right, but let me pull this bolt carrier and see. Okay, that just jumps out. So that's the whole bolt carrying mechanism, as you can see, and it's a blowback system, of course. So basically the whole thing cycles because the gases are blowing back, and it makes it go back and forward, reload. So there are some adjustments, there are some little screws on the side here. I have no idea what these are for, but that's all connected, I think, to that bracket for the magazine. And the bracket itself for those Scorpion mags, it's a polymer construction. Kind of neat how it is attached, and it's looking solid. We'll see how it will handle the rest of the trials. And inside, pretty much that's it. It's just little feeding ramps, and as we could see, it cycles without any issues. So that's something to watch. And we use both types of the ammo, steel cased ammo and the brass cased ammo. No issues whatsoever. So now I'll lower the dust cover, lower that rear side, and I'll try to, okay, I cannot move it by hand. Let me see if the size of this will fit into the cutout like on a regular case. It does not. So you cannot use the bolt carrier, you cannot use that slot to pull that lever, guys. So that's a departure from the classic AK design, but this is a completely different animal. So let me use the basically multi-tool and pull that lever up, and that should free up. It's not the gas tube really, and even on the AK, this is just the guide tube, and here more than ever, right, this is just the guide for this to stay inside. But this appeared to be a basically standard AK size upper handguard. So if you wanna put like cheese grater or surplus handguard, you should have no problems whatsoever with that. Okay, there is a lever again on the front bracket, just like on the regular AK. Let me use the screwdriver to lift this up, if it will free up. Yep, I was able to move it. There we go. And can we slide this off? This is hard, but that's why I got the hammer. If you got the issues with something on AKs, always use the hammer, right? And if the issues are persistent, use the bigger hammer. Okay, and that should free up that lower handguard. And I see this is going to be a really tight fit, so maybe I'm not going to go all the way. You'll have to knock it, but you can see it's escaping here from the receiver. And this again appears to be a standard handguard. So if you want to use any regular AK, AKM, AK-74 furniture, you shouldn't have any problems, and that should fit. So I'll probably replace the wood put something on it, and I will go from there. Okay, I just noticed that that's interesting, guys. I didn't play with the iron sights, but check this out. So there is a slot, you slutty girl, there is a slot on the drum for the front sight. So I'm guessing this is now the screw driven, and if you are turning this in or out, this will move the front post. So it's not like a regular AK where we use the adjustment tool and you're basically using the screw to move the on the outside, right, from the tool to move the drum left or right. So that's the interesting departure. I got the suppressor on it. The threads on this are 1/2 inch by 28, so standard thread, and actually the gun comes with the nut. It's a right-handed thread, so you got just there you go, just the protective nut. But if you want to put any muzzle device for this, I got a suppressor, you want to put the muzzle brake or something like this, it works in that thread. And can I remove the suppressor? I was able, hey, retard strength. And I can remove the OSS can and show you how long that thread is on the barrel. And how is it looking? There you go, that's how it's looking like. I'll support this against that. Ulla, you can show them, that's the thread. There is a retention pin, but with any muzzle device or whatever, it's a right-handed thread, you will basically push that pin in when screwing that inside. So pretty much at this stage, this is it. This is like that basic form, and I'm going to run more rounds through it, and we'll be watching what the ATF is doing as well, how the whole brace situation will end. For me, that's probably a candidate for the SBR, and it should be a really fun gun to have. And as you can see, you can put the can without you know, doing anything to the barrel. By the way, the barrel length is 11.4 inches, so that's the length of the barrel, and it should be a fun 9mm gun, and we'll see what we can do with it. I'm just a little bit iffy about that top rail, but hey, we'll see how it's holding up. All right, that's it for now. One more time, going back to the beginning of the video, the link to some explanations from the people with the fancy degrees. If you want to see what's happening, will be there. I'm not the lawyer, so I'm just watching what's happening and listening to much smarter people than I am. So, and maybe I'm a little bit over optimistic, but at least I think there is a light in the tunnel to limit, if not all, but at least some powers, or take some powers away from the ATF in the future. All right, thank you for watching, guys. Thanks for being with us. As always, it was a pleasure to be a guest in your homes. Ulla, thank you for being such a great camera woman. Bye.